Hey y'all, it's your cousin Tiff.
And your cousin Tanny.
And we are here, listen, with another,
Yes.
I don't think I understand it, another episode of Let's Just Leave It at That podcast.
Where we speak our minds, give our opinions, and give you advice.
So, girl, how have you been? How was your week? What you got going on?
I've been recovering.
Recovering from what?
Last weekend. It took me all of fucking 4 days.
We had another weekend, so why are you still recovering?
Because I was partying like I was fucking 25.
Nice. Wait, what's partying like 25? I'm 26, so that's why I'm curious. What's partying at 25?
We too old now, so yeah, we were with. Go ahead.
With my sister, we celebrated her 25th birthday. We decided to take her to Atlantic City, even this big ass house.
Okay.
A mansion.
A mansion, right. And we invited her friends to come, 14 of us. And all these kids are like, we can't even call them kids.
Kids.
We went and we was like, oh, these damn kids. They were like 25.
Yeah.
And I'm in 30. So
Right.
we're like,
But they are established. Like, these are like kids that got their shit together. But they can party. Like, I can't take a shot like I used to. I take a shot, I'm gagging. I had my gagging.
I couldn't tell.
Let me tell you, after the fucking fifth shot, I was busting it like a,
Hey.
yeah, okay?
Mm-hmm.
My husband was like, bitch, you better sit your ass down.
She had to sneak and take shots. She was like, you think he could see me?
Right.
I was like, don't
Bitch.
take another shot. And she was like,
I had to run in somebody's room. Like, go pour a shot for me. Go pour a shot.
that's why you still recovering. See, I know my limit. So I know when it's time.
Let's talk about her, though. Okay, her room was downstairs. Okay, it was 3 floors. And we all taking shots. And I'm like, Tiff, where the fuck is she at? She's in her room hiding, trying to get away from the shots.
Wow.
She should have been recovering just like me.
No, like I said, I know my limits. I know when it's time for me to stop. I even made a snap. I was like, y'all, I'm hiding from Tanny.
She did. And I didn't see it till
calling
after.
me. She gonna be calling me in about 5 minutes, but I just need a minute.
Yeah.
And not even 5 seconds later, she's like, Tiff,
where the fuck is Tiff at? We on our fucking 10th shot. Where the fuck are you, bitch?
I was like, that's why your ass still recovering. What were you taking shots of?
Everything. Hennessy, tequila. I had some champagne.
Oh, damn.
What else we did? Do we have Douce involved in there too?
We had some Casamigos. We had some, like you said, the Hennessy. We had the Moet. We had everything. So, yeah, I can see why you still recovering.
And
but
then
like
the
I said,
fucking-
I know my limits.
Then the chef came and he bought shit. Oh, God. It was
It was so bad. We hired a private chef to come out to Atlantic City. And I go down to Tanny.
Do y'all hear yourselves? It's so bad. I hired a private chef to come to Atlantic City. That sounds amazing. What do you mean?
Wait, no. Because Tanny was like, he's being professional at first.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
at first.
Okay.
So we're like, Tanny said to me, I think I should give him a shot. We all taking shots.
Right.
And I was like, don't give the chef. He's here to cook for us.
Because who said, it was like, Tiffany said, don't give the chef a shot. I said, why the fuck not? I said,
I
chef.
go down to my room for all of 2 minutes to grab something. I come up and the chef got a shot in his hand. He was
Hey.
like,
The
y'all ready?
third shot. The third fucking shot.
Oh, that was a third shot?
The third shot. He was like, why not? Fuck it. I said, yes, chef, yes. You better fucking do it.
And then when he finished cooking, he went on the balcony to smoke. But we ain't even gonna get into that. We hired a ghetto chef. The food was good.
The food was awesome.
Maybe he needed that little smoke break because the food was banging. Okay, chef.
But the fact that we all, was able to get along, 14 people,
Right.
different personalities in one house for a weekend,
Whoa,
was
a
awesome.
whole weekend.
a whole weekend.
Okay.
Friday to Sunday.
Yeah. And you don't even get that with people, like, you go on a fucking vacation with 2 to 3 people, you can't even get them to come to dinner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. And I was already like feeling some type of way. We had a conversation on the way too, and I was like, oh my God, I don't like people. I'm gonna be real. I don't like new people. New people scare me. Like, so when she was like, we going with Tati and all her friends, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'ma go, but I'ma just be in my bubble. But it was like I said, I don't like new people.
Right.
So for us to get there and everybody vibes together, this is 14 people that I didn't know.
It's a lot.
First of all, it's a small world because I found out one of my cousins was best friends with her sister, and he was like, cousin, and I was like, hey, who are you?
Right. We all cousins here at this point. We all family.
No, like we found out that he was at my grandmother's funeral. He was at my aunt's funeral. We sat right by each other. Like, we were like, wow, like we best friends now.
Right.
But it's crazy that 14 different personalities was able to
Get along.
get together, get along. We really had fun.
Yes.
And y'all think she turns up Saturday morning. We didn't go to bed till 3, 4 o'clock.
Oh, was it?
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I wake up early. I can go to bed at 5 o'clock and still be up at 7.
Right.
That's just me. I can't sleep late. I hear mad noise in the kitchen.
Yes.
I was like, who's in the kitchen? I go upstairs and her sister got a bottle of Moet. Like, you ready? I was like,
And everybody, I feel like that was like the bird call. Like, come out the fucking room, motherfucker. Everybody
God.
come out the room. Yes. And we all came out, and it was like 7, 8 o'clock or something. We drinking, taking shots and everything. And it was...
buzzed out like 3 bottles of Moet by 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was
But
crazy.
like I said, the fact that we was all able to get together and do that and be on the same page, like we had dinner that night and we told everybody prior to, wear black.
Yeah.
All wear black. And my sister's gonna wear a different color. It was a surprise, so she didn't know. So we had
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so the boyfriend had to tell her, wear anything except for black, pack it.
Right.
And and so we all got together, and it's a picture on Instagram or whatever. Follow us, Instagram. Let's just leave it at that, okay? And this picture is phenomenal. It's a great fucking picture. It's like you look at this picture and you see all these black people, all these fucking individuals, and it was no fucking tension, animosity. It was just a great fucking time.
I've been on trips with smaller groups of people and be like, okay, we all gonna wear red on this one day. But
This is the flick?
yes, listen, look at that.
yes.
Listen, we was mobbing through the people mansion. Like,
Yes. At this point, I was drunk. I don't. At this point,
Where are you in this
could
picture?
you tell?
she's standing up beside, I'm the blonde hair.
I see.
She's standing up beside me.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was gone by that point. Look at Charles on the other side, my cousin who I didn't know. Yeah,
We all cousins in this picture.
We all cousins.
But we had a great fucking time. We came
Everybody
together.
wore they black, and black is. It seems like it's so simple, right?
Yeah.
But I've been on trips with other people, and I'm like, okay, y'all, on this day we gonna do all black. You got people with cheetah print on.
Yeah.
You got people who want to do their own thing. Oh, I'm gonna wear black and gold. Like, no, everybody followed directions, and that was so dope.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy how 14 different personalities that didn't even. Most of us are not around each other every day, and. We let them look at our first podcast. So we had a viewing before because we didn't release it till Wednesday. So we had a viewing. And this is the audience we wanted to capture, like that younger. We were like, if we can hold their attention, then we got it.
Right.
When I say they was like, oh my, like they
loved it. They fucking loved it. And it was a great time. I feel like, it was no jealousy. It wasn't no like, oh, I gotta look better than that bitch. She gonna steal my
what
man.
you wearing?
Yeah,
What you wearing?
it wasn't none of that.
None of it. I've never experienced that.
Yeah, I've been on vacations. Like, here's the thing. Like, my friend, who I consider my friend, and I'm trying to make her your friend, it doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
Y'all not gonna mesh together. It doesn't always happen. You know what I'm saying? Which is fucked up. I'm the kind of individual that want everybody to fucking party and be good and come together. But it doesn't work like that.
Exactly.
And that's fucked up. I've been on 2 vacations where I had to bring some people together, and it was altercations. And it's still mind-boggling.
Well,
like I said,
waiting for people to get ready. We set a time.
set a time.
We was like, everybody meet back here at 5 o'clock?
Whatever time it was.
And everybody was dressed in they all black. We had our music playing in the background.
Yes.
everybody was vibing to the same music. Wasn't nobody like, oh, change that. We don't want it. Everybody just got together and vibed. And I never experienced that, I've never experienced that with a small group of people, let alone a group of 15. So that was just crazy.
Yes. Okay.
Real quick question. Do you have people that you can't stand when you're sober and people you can't stand when they're drunk in your family?
In the family? I think I'm
My mother.
So you can handle her drunk but not sober, or vice versa?
Never mind. I don't even know why, but I can't handle her neither way. 'Cause she drunk or sober. But no, I don't think, because like I said, I don't like people. Like, I'm a person, I don't let too many people in my circle around me. That's why going into this, when she was like, it's going to be 14 people, I was like,
right.
Oh my gosh. So like, I have my clique of friends and we travel together. This is us. Like, we do this together.
Yeah.
But I always joke, like, I have my bougie friends and I have my ratchet friends. When I wanted to turn up, because I'm new to New York.
Oh, okay.
So when I wanted to turn up, I knew this group of people that I was going to turn up with. And when I wanted to go out to a nice little dinner, we was going to go to Ruth Chris and have a nice little bottle of wine, blah, blah, blah. I had the friends for that.
I could do both.
She could do both.
I could be ratchet and I could be a little classy. I think more ratchet than classy. But I'm always ratchet. I'm always drunk, but it's fine.
But you realize that you can't drink like them.
Like I said, I can't. After that fucking first shot, when I started gagging, I said, bitch, I'm pushing 35. I said, what the fuck is going on with me?
But how often do you drink?
Let me
this
tell you.
bitch drink a lot.
Listen,
I'm
but
wondering.
I've been taking a break. I took a look.
What's a break?
Before this, we did take a break.
I took a month break.
That month hits though.
It fucking hit me.
But she went from drinking every weekend to that month of no drinking at all. And then soon as we got in the house, like, I didn't even have my coat off and I hear this bitch up there. So she went from 0 to 100 like real quick.
Yeah.
Like,
With
she
all the
was
cognac, all the tequila, all
I
the
said,
Moet.
fuck it. Why not? We
And
don't
that's
do this
why you just
often.
now recovering
I'm
yesterday.
just recovering, but it's
Your man always babysit you?
Yeah, he was a little mad that the weekend. He had to put me in my place a few times. He was like, "Bitch, get in the room. Get the fucking room."
How'd you react? Okay.
She was like, okay, y'all, I'll be back. So she went up to the room.
Have a drink ready. Have a shot. Something ready.
She went up to the room for about 5 minutes. She like, baby, he told us, he was like, she came up there and she was like, you need some Cheetos. He was like, bitch, I don't even eat Cheetos. She was just trying to be nice. You want some water? I'll bring you. Let me go downstairs real quick and get you some water. She would come downstairs with a shot at. Like,
yeah. Fuck it.
It was a really good time with
That's
people
good.
that we did not expect to have a good time with.
Yeah.
So I think that in itself, and her sister friends, like, I have people who I would consider friends, but you find out that they talking about you behind your back. Like, I just recently found out something. I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah.
That's how you really feel?
Yeah.
But her friend, like, the stuff that her friends were saying to us, like, being like the big sisters of the crew,
Right.
they would say to her sister, like, girl, get this shit in check.
Right,
Or
get it
you
together.
need to do this, or you need to do that.
Right.
I didn't have friends like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my friends would talk about this shit and be like, yeah, girl, you doing good. Like, yeah, right, that's right. And then behind your back, be like, I
Talk
don't
shit
know
behind
what
your
the hell
back.
she doing.
Toxic motherfucking bitches.
Jesus.
You
Damn.
would think that, okay, I'm going to admit that I had a little yak before I got here.
Today, I'm like, she came to my house. I'm like, bitch. She said, I've been drinking. I said, what the fuck you drinking? It's 11 o'clock. Supposed to be 11
It
o'clock.
was like 9 o'clock when I got to her
Well,
house.
yeah, but I mean, shit, she was drinking when she got up in here. The fucking Henny and champagne mixed together.
You guys know you're more than welcome to bring liquor here to drink, right?
You ain't gotta tell me to, because we even last time, like, before we did the whole what did we do?
Look, see, there's a cloud in her judgment. No
Okay,
more
maybe
drinking.
maybe a little after 5, then we could.
It's
The
always
sex was so-
it's 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock.
somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The sex episode.
No, before we did this, what it is, plead the fifth. We were she had the big bottle of Henny in her pocketbook.
I did.
Let's talk about that.
I mean, that's what I do. You know, I carry it around.
But she can't even handle it no more.
I can't,
But we were
but just
gonna
in
say,
case.
if you don't answer a question, you have to take a shot. But we was like, oh, I don't know if we could drink there. But now that you
Oh, you
gotta tell us
100% can
twice,
drink here, yeah.
we lit next week. Okay.
Oh God. So what does like friendship like really mean?
I feel like the people that I consider friends, like they gotta know you. Like, first of all, like I said, I don't consider everybody a friend. Like, I got a couple associates, you got a couple people that you work with, that you cool with. But the people that I consider friends, like, of course, it's like the cliche stuff, like they loyal. They don't judge you. They gonna keep it real with you. They gonna be like,
you want that bond with them.
Listen, you wrong, and it shouldn't be like that. And I'm the type of friend, I be disappearing. Like, if I used to go through some things where I don't feel like talking for about a good month.
Yeah.
But my real friends, they would call. If it's an emergency, text me. I'm gonna get back to you. But if you just calling, sometimes I don't feel like talking. But my real friends, they know that about me.
Right.
They not pressing me. They're like, oh, that's just Tiff. Like, we have to understand that.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be.
There are a lot of bitches that be like, oh, she didn't pick up. Oh, she acting funny. Oh, bitch, like. All right, let me get your ass out of here. Get your ass. I don't need you. You all this negative energy you trying to bring to me, trying to get my mind right. You talk about, oh, why she didn't pick up the phone? Because I need to get my mind right, and I don't want to talk to your fucking ass.
And I'm a friend that everybody calls for advice. Yeah. So sometimes I'm not equipped.
But you can't call them
advice.
You can't call them.
No, I don't. It's nobody. Like, ever since, like, and this is another thing with me and you. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people that's like, Tiff and Tanny,
what they doing?
Together? Why are they doing this together? And it's because why are we doing this together?
Why are y'all doing this together?
Well, because even though we're cousins, and even though we have been separated for years, for a long time, but what's so crazy is it was meant for Tiffany to come to New York. She was supposed to come to New York. She was.
Everything happens for a reason.
And mind you, when she came, I didn't know she was coming. I found out through social media
I didn't know I was coming. Let me tell you. Like, I went in, like, I was in South Carolina, and I used to go to Walmart every day, like, whether I used to have to pick my son up from school, and I'm like, Walmart's right, it's always something that you need. Like, Walmart has everything.
Right.
And one day, and I know that store in and out. So I knew exactly where I was. And one day I found myself on a packaging aisle, and I was like, I want to buy some boxes. I didn't know why I was buying boxes. Something just told me to buy boxes. And I started buying boxes, and I went home and I started packing these boxes. Yeah. Like, with shit that I know I needed. And I'm like, I did not know. I didn't have a plan. I wasn't planning on leaving. I was just like, I just feel like something just told me to pack that stuff.
Shit and get the
then
fuck
one
out
day, it was a Tuesday, y'all. My kids were still in school. I was still working. I was like, I gotta go. Right. Something just said, just leave. And I called my aunt, and I was like, Auntie, I think, she was like, don't even say nothing. She was like, if you not calling to tell me you're on your way, then it's no need to discuss anything. Right. So let's just start there. Like, I didn't have no plan. I didn't have a job. I barely had any money saved. Something just said, get in your car. And I swear it was a Tuesday. And I was like, I called my daddy. I was like, Daddy, I need some money. You cash at me because I'm ready to go. Right. And he was like, let's go. Right. And then I told my mother, and she came and she helped me put my stuff in my car. Wow. And she was behind. Like, that next week, I told y'all my mother crazy. That next week, my mother was like, I'm on my way too. I was like,
bitch, get your ass a man and
you stay in South Carolina. What are you doing? Come up here? I was like, I'm right behind you.
But it was a good thing. It was a good thing for Tiffany to, come to New York. And mind you, she's like 10, 12 minutes away from my house. And just one day she called like, bitch, what you doing? Because we spoke, but just through social media. And it was just, it happened to be like a text or a call. Like, girl, I still got your number in my phone. Oh, bitch, yeah, you do. What you doing today? Nothing. She came to my house. We had some mimosas. We sat down.
There's always drinking.
It's always, that has to be involved.
We need to change the dynamics of our friendship because I feel like...
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's fine where it's at.
But you guys are fine even without drinking.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we really are.
We realized when she came over to the house that first day, like, we were sitting there bouncing ideas off of each other, just like going back, reminiscing, like, bitch, you remember when this, remember when that? Yeah. We did this. And then, and now over time, every fucking week she was coming to my house. And we started drinking some wine. And then we got more
every
ideas.
Week, I'd be like, what time you want me to be there? And she'd be like, be here at 3. I get there about 3:30.
3:30.
Black people.
And she ain't right.
So she's the late one, no doubt.
She's always the late one.
Got it.
Well, she wakes up early, but she
Yo, you saw her shift? She was like, hold up.
Hold on.
I was gonna say something, but I can't even combat that. Like, yeah, I'm always late. I'm up super early. Like, I'm up at 6 a.m. every day. I don't know why I be late. I be late for work.
And then I call her at 8 or 9 o'clock. She's sleeping. Bitch.
Right, when I'm at home, I'm knocked out.
But that's how you're up at 6 though. Because at 8 o'clock
She better get her life together.
Is that? I feel like you have it pretty together if you're up at 6 and
that's too.
And I can still function. Like when we found out that we had to record, even though this is kind of not late for me, but 11 o'clock, that's a good time. And she was like,
"Bitch,
oh my God, can we do it on Sunday?" I was like, "No, I'm working tomorrow." She was like,
I'm like, the kids don't got school today. I gotta wake up early, but they don't gotta fucking wake up.
Oh my God. But I think that the dynamic of our friendship, it just, we was able to, like before, I would get there at 3:30, and before you know it, it's 3:30 in the morning and we still sitting there talking.
And she was like, you know what, bitch? Because she always wanted to do a podcast. She wanted to, be out there. And I always seen that in Tiffany. She's like a go-getter. You know what I'm saying? And when
she said that last time too, I'm not gonna lie. So, she ain't lying.
Taking that to her.
Yes, bitch. Yes. But she is a go-getter. And like I said, I see it in her. And then every time we spoke, and it was like, it wasn't no negative energy with us. It was always business talk. Cool. It was always positive energy, uplifting each other. And
it wasn't gossiping. And like being in the South, I would get together with people and it was always gossip.
Yeah, let me tell you what such and such did and blase did. What?
Now it's certain people I don't even answer the phone for. Like, I cannot take the gossiping. Like,
yeah, it's too much.
Oh my God. Like, why? I don't even know her. Why do I know every detail about her life? Like, it just got to be too much. I can't take it no more.
That's the kind of friend.
And we got together.
Because if you could only call me and gossip, we ain't got nothing else to talk about.
Right.
And if you calling me to gossip, you calling the other person to gossip about me.
Exactly.
And you want to find out my business. Right. You calling to find out my business and know what I'm doing. Don't even know when my birthday is. Didn't even ask me, oh, how's your kids? Oh.
The only reason that people be knowing your birthday because it come up on their Facebook.
On the fucking Facebook. Any other time, they don't know, your birthday. They don't know you got kids. They don't give a fuck about you. But they gonna call you if they need something. And let you say no.
Let's talk about
you can say yes a million times. Yes, a million times. Yeah. But the one time you say fucking no to somebody, oh, fuck that bitch.
Oh, they talking about you bad, especially the people we know. You say no one time.
But they talk about you bad prior too, but they going to smile in your face and ask you whatever they need to ask you. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like, oh, that fucking bitch said no to me. What the fuck? What she got going on? What
and
she
they'll
better
make
than
it
me?
seem like you the bad one.
The bad person.
But
at the end of the day, fuck you, bitch. You call me.
You would think that she would.
Fuck you. Because obviously you gonna need me before I need you. Fuck?
That's how it
That's why you call me.
And that's another thing about us. Like when people was like, how they do, because you would think that we're complete. Like, I'm the calm one. And I'm the reasonable one. I be riding with her and she be like, she got road rage.
I do have road rage.
I be like, calm down. She be like, no, fuck that.
Fuck that shit. And you
like,
think,
it's okay.
You would think because I have my CDL and I drive the bus that it'll be like, she got to be calm or whatever. Fuck all.
Nah, I feel like that's even worse because you know more.
I know more, right?
You know better. So you're like, fuck everybody who's fucking up in front of me.
Right. Like,
people be just trying to walk across. She be like, hurry up, bitch. I be like, damn.
I'm the storm. She's the calm.
I'm the calm before the
storm. Right.
That's why we
get along so well
together because I'm really the calm to her. I be like, Tanny, think about it. It's all right. Remember, I'm like a life coach. I went to school for psychology.
That makes me wonder, what makes you flip the switch to become the storm, and then vice versa? What calms you down?
Well, my husband got to calm me down. Any other time, if he's not around, I'm like, bitch. But if he's around, I'm like, let me be quiet because I don't want to embarrass
him.
That's
how he was when you was taking all them shots.
I was.
When he wasn't around, he was like, shot. And then when he came around, she was like, oh.
Is
this my water?
Exactly. Let me get that water. Oh, no, it wasn't even water. You was drinking a seltzer. Like, oh, let me get this seltzer.
A little bubbly.
Balance myself out.
But I don't even... It takes a lot to get me to the storm.
Same, yeah.
I think that it's probably maybe two people, my baby father and my mother. Like, if you was to ask Tanny, if you was to even ask you'll be like, everybody will be like, how would you describe it? Oh, she's so nice. She's calm. You ask my mother. Well, ask my baby father.
Well, shit.
What do you think about Tiffany? That bitch.
That
It's
fucking
only
bitch.
certain people that can
Right.
bring me out. So I'm not that person, but
I feel like they must have poked you long enough
Yeah.
for you to be there, though.
yeah.
And then now you can't go back. That's what I'm saying. You had to flip the switch.
Yeah.
Now it's like always like that with them. Like my mother will see me. She was like, "Girl, I be stalking. I know when you be on Facebook." I had to turn my, you know how they could tell. I had to turn that off. Like people cannot know when I'm on, because my mother will see me on. Like you wake up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Let me check Facebook real quick.
Mm-hmm.
My mother will call, she will. I don't care if it's 5 o'clock in the morning. She see that green light, she gonna call me. And I have to be like, no, Lisa, we not gonna do this today.
Right.
You gonna call me at a decent hour. But anybody else that call me at like 5, like I've had some friends who's been going through some things and has called me, and I'm like, oh hi, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, but I'll talk to you.
Right.
But let my mother call me 5. What do you want? Why would you do this?
But that's, it's a good thing because, a friendship, even though she's your mother, to have a friendship with your mother or that close bond with your mother is a great thing because not everybody has that. I'm going to be honest with me and my mother, like when I got pregnant with my firstborn, who's 11 now, before that, me and my mother, cause I was still a child. Even though I was 23, I was still like a child. And I guess she looked at me like, this is a child. I got to still talk to her like a child and be like that. And I didn't appreciate that, And it wasn't until I got pregnant and she realized that I had a good man in my life and that he was going to be there to take care. It was like, okay, I respect it. I respect you, whatever the case may be. And then we started building that bond. Like me and my mother, we talk every day.
That's nice.
Every day, about 5 times a day. Yeah. And when I tell you, it'd be sometimes, I'd be like, Ma, I'm gonna call you back. But let me tell you, Ma, let me call you, my phone is dying, Ma. It's like, I appreciate the fact that we've grown to that level.
So and you have that good, like, even though that's still mommy, you still have that friendship with her.
Right.
And that's good. It took me a while to even get to that point with my mom because we've had a rocky relationship. But now I'm like, I feel like with friendships or any type of relationships, you have to learn that person.
Right.
And for so long, I was waiting for her to be like that mother, but that just wasn't her. Like, she was a good mom to an extent, but we just didn't have that mother-daughter relationship. But now I look at it like, that's just Lisa. Like, sometimes you just, like I said, some of my friends have to accept me. Like, they know me. If you're my real friend and you accept me the way I am, like, you know me at this point, I know her. I'm like, that's just Lisa. I'm going to deal with it.
Know her and to love her. That's what it is.
Child. Everybody be like, oh, I just love your mother. I be like, why?
Why? Get the fuck off my phone, Lisa. Get the fuck off my phone.
Like, leave me alone, lady. Yeah. So, understanding the dynamics of whether it's a relationship with your friends.
Right.
A relationship with your parents. The relationship with your significant other is really, really, really important.
I could count on one hand how many friends I have, and that's too much.
I'm about to say,
I got rid of a lot of fucking friends.
A lot of them bitches have disappeared. Like,
and listen, it was a friend of mine back in the day.
Here we go with the story.
But okay, it was a friend of mine back in the day who I thought was a friend, but it's my fault for even bringing her into my circle or my life or whatever. Because
why?
Because I already fucked her man. But I didn't, it's...
Oh, no.
I feel like it always starts like that, too.
But we wasn't friends at the time.
Oh.
I didn't like her. And it was like, this fucking bitch, her man want me, he want to, mind you, it wasn't even good dick. Let's start with that. It wasn't even good. I just did it out of spite. I wouldn't be petty.
You acting like a nigga. Oh, my God.
Let me tell you, I can be cold-hearted. I could be real cold-hearted, all right? But anyway, I fucked him. So what? It is what it is. And then I should have known later on, like a couple of years, why she wanted to,
so she knew.
She had to know.
And she wanted to be your friend afterwards.
She, inched up, to try to be my friend and try to come around. And it was my fault, like I said.
That was your fault.
So she had came to my house one day, right? So she chilling or whatever. We drinking, vibing. And then it was time for her to go home.
Vibing.
Okay. And then I'm like, I told my man, who was my husband now, I went in the kitchen. I was like, because he said he going to drive her home. I had the kids. They were babies at the time. So I went in the kitchen and I'm like, let me tell you something. All right?
Get from the top.
I said, I trust you, but let me tell you something. I don't trust that bitch. And he's like, I knew my man. I knew him. I knew he already know about this bitch, what she could possibly have, what she could possibly have done. And then she was whack. She was whack. You my man like a big, big ass. I told you from last time. Fat ass.
Did you just say wet?
No. Fat.
Oh, fat. Oh, wow. Oh, sorry.
He like it wet too.
Not even going in it. Don't put that in your head.
So she was whack. And, so he's like, it's fine. I trusted him. He's taking her home. Mind you, I'm on the phone with both of their asses. I don't trust that bitch. And again, it's my fault for bringing her into my fucking circle.
It really was.
So I'm on the phone with her. You good? You all right? Yeah, we fine. Nothing's wrong. Talk to him. After I got the phone with her, I'm calling him. We on the phone till he drop her off. Nothing happened. It was a conversation. Soon as I get off the phone, he drops her off. She calling me, and she like, oh, Tanny, I'm going to tell you something. I'm like, tell me what? Dwayne grazed my boob. How did he graze your boob? First of all, he don't even like fucking titties. So let's start with that. And mind you, in my mind, because I was drinking.
I was going to say, she knows.
Yeah, in my mind, I was drinking. So it's like my judgment was cloudy. So I'm like, he touched your boob. I'm questioning myself.
You probably went off on him.
Because as soon as I'm on, like, I'm talking to her on the phone, she's trying to explain herself. He walk in the door. So I'm like, you fucking touched her? What? You did what? Clouded judgment. The next day, I called her after I'm sober. I'm like, wait, I'm second guessing myself, my relationship, my man altogether.
Yeah.
I call her. It's a different story next day. Oh, yeah, he tried to put my seatbelt on. Let me tell you something. Ain't no nigga I ever dated in my fucking life was a gentleman. Like that. To reach over. Oh,
that's a lot.
Your seatbelt, huh?
That's a lot. That's so much effort.
Yeah, to
why would
reach
over and put on your seatbelt?
If a nigga ever tried to do that, I'd be like, listen.
Like maybe open the door, but that's it.
Even that's too much for me. Nigga, get the fuck over there and get in the driver's seat. I own my own door. I ain't handicapped. The fuck? So I'm like, she's like, oh,
he put her seatbelt on.
Put the seatbelt on, okay?
And he grazed her
and
boob.
The graze. Oh, so how did he graze the boob? Oh, because he put the seatbelt, so he grazed it. Oh, wait. No, he groped it. Oh, okay, make it make sense, ho.
Which one was it?
Which one was it?
But you should have known because of the dynamics of how, like, your friendship already, not to trust anything she said.
And I was just trying to be, I guess, a better person at the time. Because when I fucked a man years ago, I was just, a fucking hoe, and it is what it is, and I give a fuck. I thought we matured, but I guess that wasn't the case. Whatever. So she's like, oh, well, he grazed this and he did that. And she was so, like, confused. Dumb bitch. Like, you confused about what? Like, I don't understand why you're acting like this. What you mean? 'Cause I'm trying to fucking understand what the fuck happened. Don't act like you got sudden amnesia, bitch. What the fuck?
Oh my God.
So she's like, oh yeah, so don't take it no way. It's just
Well, how do you not want me to take it a certain way? If you took the time to tell me, how do you expect me not to take it some way?
Right, exactly.
She knew what she was doing.
She knew.
It's like a lot of them bitches know what they be doing.
And then she had another friend of ours try to get on her side. And then that bitch was like, oh, I don't know, Tanny. I don't know who to believe. Him or her or you. You know what? Both of y'all bitches beat it. Get the fuck out of here. I don't need you a part of my fucking life. Because they already jealous. That's how I felt. I got my own place. I got a man who take care of me, who works, who love his kids, who's there for me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And y'all bitches is jealous. At the end of the day, they could sit here and say, oh, no, we not jealous of that bitch. If they watch it and say that, I don't give a fuck. Y'all was jealous.
So you consider that? That's like a toxic friendship, right?
It is a toxic friendship. But
how did you stay friends after that?
I did not stay. After they was like trying to debate if it was him or if it was her.
So it became a thing.
It became a thing. I didn't have to question my man because I knew what it was. I already know he ain't like
her story was changing. She was talking about he put her seatbelt. First of all, I know her husband. Like he ain't putting on
no seatbelt. He don't even want to pour me a glass of water.
He don't even buckle his own seatbelt.
Yeah,
I know he wasn't trying to buckle nobody else.
Put your seatbelt on. So he ain't gonna reach over and you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had a clouded judgment talking about he wanted to put on my seatbelt.
She did that because she knew you had messed with her man in the past. So she like, I'm gonna get this bitch.
Damn.
Let me mess up what she got going on.
But you know what? It's all good because both of them got something now they can't get rid of.
Don't mean
wow.
That's what I heard in the streets. I'm not saying it's true, but I'm not saying it's not. You know, I'm just saying they got something they can't get rid of, and that's just what it is.
toxic friendships, right?
Yeah.
Why do we? So because I've had some toxic friendships. Mm-hmm. I've had some toxic relationships.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I've been the toxic person a time or two.
Yeah.
It could be like that.
It could be like, right. Right.
At least, right. The first step is admitting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what do you consider, like, besides that, like, what do you consider a toxic friend?
A toxic friend? Someone that you can't trust. Someone that you know that talks behind your fucking back all the time. You know when they talking behind your back. Because
let me tell you how I know. Like, it's been people who will, like, you'll post something. They won't say nothing under your post, right? Mm-hmm. But they'll run in your inbox and be like, oh, good girl. Like, right. Oh, I'm so proud of you.
What you trying to hide? You don't want nobody to know that you liking my stuff?
Why couldn't you say this?
So everybody can see.
Everybody can see, but you in my, like, you took the time to go to my inbox. Like, everybody else is commenting under the post. But you in my inbox, like, oh, I'm so proud of you. Why? Yeah. What was the secret? Why? That's how you know when bitches be talking about you.
Yeah. So right behind your back. I was like, oh, girl, a kiki. And then let me tell you about this bitch. Oh, what Tiff and Tanny? What they doing?
Oh, my God.
What they got going on?
We've literally had people that...
Go ahead.
Let's just leave it at that.
No,
I thought we weren't keeping secrets.
Right, we not keeping. It's people who have called our parents and was like, what Tiff and Tanny got going on? What they doing? And like, the town that I grew up in, like, I'm from New York. I left New York when I was around 12-ish. Mm-hmm. And I was in a really small town for like 20 years. And I just moved here, like 2 years, not even 2 years, almost 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So this small town, people are looking at it like they don't understand what a podcast is, number one. So they just see the clips that we posted from here. And they're like, they got a TV show? Like, what they doing? So people are calling our parents like... Right. And what Tiff and Tanny got going on?
My mouth is reckless. So my mom
Why didn't you say it? Well, you could have... My mother don't know, because my mother be singing like a connect. She will tell all your business. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really tell her because we're still trying to figure it out. So I didn't tell her everything. Cool. But why are you reaching out? But people know that about me and my mother. Like, if you know us, right, then you know she don't know everything. Mm-hmm. So why are you calling my mother to figure out what I'm doing? Right. Mm-hmm. She don't know. Right. Why couldn't you just call me? Uh-huh. Like, I feel like I'm the easiest person to talk to. Like, anybody could call me at any time. Even going back to when we were at the mansion with the kids, like
keep calling them kids. They 25.
They 25. I'm gonna stop calling them kids. But even when we were there, like, they watched the first podcast, and I mentioned that I was a life coach. So it was one of her sister friends that came to me, and she was like,
beautiful person, love her.
Oh, I love her. Yes. I love her now. But she was like, oh, you said you're a life coach, and I was like, yeah. She was like, can you listen to my story? And we sat there, we laughed, we cried. Yes. I told her some real shit. She told me some real shit. So we just...
Going back to see what she didn't even know her prior to this. And people that you know for years, you can't even sit there and talk like that with.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I said all 14 of us got together, different personalities once again, and was fucking great. Mm-hmm. And it makes no sense how we know people for years that we grew up with. Mm-hmm. And we can't even fucking trust them. You're timid to tell them, like, okay, let me tell you about what this, like, this happened.
Like, it was times where me and her, like, this week has been crazy with us releasing a podcast and the feedback that it's been getting. Yeah. And it's just been crazy. But it's some people that family, friends that you would expect to support. And they see it, but they not saying nothing.
It's like, you see the views, but the views and the likes are different. They not adding up. But you watching. We see you watching, and it's cool. And we got people that say, oh, well, it was too much for us, and it was, but let me explain something to you. Prior to us releasing, wasn't it called the sex episode?
That shit.
What the fuck do you think he was going to talk about? Bible verses? What the
because we really had people
reading
like
scriptures. I don't know what the fuck.
We don't know. Like, that was too much. Like, it was called the sex episode. Like, if you feel like you didn't want to listen to it,
you shouldn't have turned it on.
Don't turn it on. What you thought? Like you said, if it's the sex episode, what
someone got to press that play button. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how I always feel like.
That's what I was telling her. I was like, girl, they press the play button. We got that if you don't even worry about it.
Right. Exactly. It don't matter. And it's fine. Going back, this is what me and Tiffany talk about all the time. You know what I'm saying? We came together and we said, this is what we're going to do. And we're going to talk some real shit. And if you don't like it, if you can't accept it, Fuck
And
off.
I think that's probably why I was pleading the fifth so much.
Because she ain't want nobody to know. I'm like, bitch,
I was
let that out. Let
oh
it
my
out.
gosh.
Hello.
And I was feeling like those people I was talking about, that's like, oh, this ain't Tiff. Like, everybody was so used to
No, that's Tiff.
Like, when we have our private conversations, that's how I talk all day, every day.
Right.
But I'm like, oh my God, these people gonna see me. They gonna know I give head and shit.
Fuck it. It's the real world. It's the real, we all giving head. And getting head anywhere, too. Giving head anywhere. Back of the, anyway. Let's
Never
talk
mind.
about
Listen, this is not the sex episode.
I'm just saying.
So, toxic friends, why do we keep them around though? Like, it's some people that I know are toxic for me, friendship wise.
That's because they've been around so long. You know what I'm saying?
So it's
you
a comfort thing. That's why I stayed in a relationship
for
for so long, because it was a comfort thing.
Yeah,
that shit was toxic as fuck.
And you know, it's like it's something that you, like I said, you get used to it. It's like you know it, and it's like you don't realize it until it's too late. It's like a fucking drug,
right?
You know, people are on drugs for years, and when it's time for them to get help, it's time for them to get help. They have to come to the realization.
So we have to come to the realization.
Yeah,
but it also. It gets to a point where they're like, okay, I'm tired of this. So what gets you to that point where you're like, I know this person, it's hard for me. Like, even though we talk about it, like, it's some people that I know shouldn't be in my life. Like, it's some friends that I know I should not have around. Like, it's some people who only call us when they see we got something going on, and they just calling to be nosy.
Right.
Like, I know I shouldn't even answer the phone. Like, I'll look at the phone, ring and ring and ring. And I'm like, okay, let me just answer because, I mean.
But you trying to spare their feelings. Fuck them. You got to think about yourself.
Right.
They mean more to you than your own self, than your sanity.
That's
you know
scary
what I'm saying?
to me. Like,
fuck them. You got to think about yourself.
That's why, she, like,
I'm just saying, like,
she like the storm. I'm like, you see me.
You are the storm.
And niggas, they can't accept that. I'm going to be like, Tanny, you just don't care what you say. I don't give a fuck what I say. I don't care if you're an uncle or aunt or cousin. I'm not going to say a grandma, but you know.
Nah, they
I'm
can
going to
get
let grandma know. Grandma, listen, check yourself. Check yourself, grandma. All right?
Not grandma.
And grandma, okay, we used to say, Tanny, your mouth is reckless. I'm like, yeah, well, they already know it.
But it's
don't
always
talk to me
been
if you
like
don't want to
that.
hear what I got to fucking say.
You know how many people want to hear reckless though?
Yeah, and they don't want to admit it.
Right.
You know? They don't
That's when I'm realizing that people really respect you more
when you tell them the truth.
When you tell the truth.
Yeah.
Because it's so rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so people gravitate towards you when...
And they'll sit there and get mad at me. Oh, Teddy told me this or whatever. But I told you what nobody else is telling you. I'm telling you the truth. You know who to come... You knew when you came to me that I was going to tell you what the fuck it was.
Mm.
If you ain't want to hear the truth, don't come talk to Tanny. Don't call Tanny. Don't call Tanny. That's what my mom, she'd be like, she'll call me, oh, cousin just said this. They said that. Ma, get off my phone with this shit.
And then her mother would be mad because she'll hop on the phone like... What you said? And her mother be like, Tanny,
don't tell them, but don't tell.
Why you did that?
So don't come to me and tell me what they said. Because I'm gonna get online. I'm gonna get on the phone. I'm gonna do whatever because they gonna hear what the fuck I gotta say. Because if I'm holding shit in, I'm gonna kill myself. I don't want no stress on my heart.
And I think it took me a long time to get to that. It took me a really, really, really long time to get to that point because I feel like when I used to be like that, people judged me for it. Like they was like. You. I know that now. Yeah. Like, I know that now, but it took me 33 years to realize, like, I finally have my voice. That's why I like when people like, oh, that's not Tiff, or whatever. I'm like, no, that really is me. That's me. You just didn't know me well enough to know that was me. So it feels good when you finally find your voice and you're able to just throw that shit out there, and not care or don't have any regrets about.
And I think her being around me, I brought that out of her a little bit. I'm like, bitch, let it out. You know, let it out.
I be like, oh my God. We have so many oh my God moments. I be like.
You see my face? I'll be like, she be like, Tanny, I don't want to say it. What you don't want to say? Why you don't want to say it? For what?
Like, I don't know. I don't want to hurt their feelings. She like, bitch, hurt their feelings.
Right. You want to have a stroke? The fuck? You sit there with that stuff on your fucking... It does.
I feel like going back to what you were saying earlier, why we keep people in our lives that are toxic. I feel like sometimes you want to change them. Am I bugging for thinking that?
That's my problem. I be wanting to fix
too much.
Y'all never wanted to change a man that was so bad for you?
Listen, I did this shit for 17 years. What?
Oh, see?
Yeah. You know what's so crazy? I was in an abusive relationship before my husband. I was in a toxic, abusive, all that. You know what I'm saying? But that's when I was young. and stuff like that. And it was like,
You're still young.
I'm still young.
I don't know why we be making even the kids.
I mean, that's
I keep saying the kids, but even at the thing, we kept saying, "Oh, we old," and they was like,
"Fuck out of here!
Wait, how old are you?" And I was like, "I'm 33," and they was like, "Man, bye." If you don't
right, I'm like, you know what? You're right. Let's take a shot. Let me bust it open real quick. Let me show you what I used to.
She always take it there.
I'm like, whatever. It is what it is.
But yeah, so you were in an abusive relationship.
I was with him, and I wanted him. Like, I knew the person that he could be,
right,
and he wanted to be, and it was like I just put up with it.
Right,
you know, he kept doing it. You know, he would like stalk me. I couldn't even go out with my friends or whatever. That shit was toxic.
Yeah.
It was. I would be like, at my friend's house. I come out the fucking building. He's standing right there waiting for me. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, it's like, well, he loves me.
That's what I be trying to tell, like, young girls.
Yeah. It's like, and now it's like, I want my daughter to understand, you don't put up with shit.
We both have girls.
Yeah.
And
we don't want them to, I don't ever want my daughter to experience anything like that.
Right.
Don't ever make yourself feel less than what you are. And back then, that's how, you know,
you thought that was love. Like, I had this nigga, he would be like, "Oh, I don't want," and I made a post about it the other day where I had reposted something that somebody said, like, "I see why this nigga kept me inside for so long, because these streets fun as hell." Like, he really kept me in, and I was like, "Oh, he loved me. He don't want nobody else. He didn't want nobody else looking at me." It's certain people who would like my pictures, and he would be like, "Why he liking?" Like, and I would be like, "Oh, he loved me."
Right. And you want him in your head, you want him to be that person that you say,
because like,
he loves
you
me.
do see the potential. Like, some people really do have the potential to be greater than what they see themselves as. And I really thought that, like, my ex, like, he had the potential. He just, that mind frame wasn't right. And until that shit gets right, he's gonna be forever stuck there.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like I said, we was in a small town. I remember I got my first apartment in the city part, like an hour, and like he was so, I call it that small town mentality.
Yeah.
He was so stuck in that small town, and he didn't even realize, like, oh, it's more opportunity over here. But he didn't get it. So some people, whether it be friendships, relationships, which some shit just you can't take on. Like, you can't change
that person, even though.
And it took me 33 years to realize that.
Yeah, it's like, no matter how much you want that person to be what you want them to be, they're not going. You can't change nobody. You can't change a man. You can't change a friend. You can't change nobody unless they want to fucking change. I'm not your mother. I'm not your teacher. I'm not going to stay involved with that shit.
You've known that person for so long. Like, it's some girls, like, we done grew up with, but they're so stuck in it. Like, you see the potential.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
You ever stay friends with those people and then you just like let?
I feel obligated. I'm still working on that. She don't care.
I don't give up.
I'm still working on it.
I'm telling you, because I've heard some things that people have said about me, and as soon as I hear like somebody said something behind my back but talk in my face like everything is all good, I don't want that in my fucking life, like I said. So fuck you. I'm cutting you off right away. And my mother, my mother's like, Tanny, I don't know how you do that. I said, it's just how I am.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to sit there and bring that negativity in my fucking life. And I don't need that. I don't need that. As soon as I hear, she said this is behind your back or whatever the case may be, oh yeah? Fuck that bitch.
I'll do the same thing, but I'll give like at least 2 chances.
Nah.
That's me. Like, I probably give more than 2 chances.
I used to do that too.
But you think about, like, because at the end of the day, if I did consider you my friend, like I said, it's hard for you to get close to me. And so if I do open up and let you close to me, it's hard for me to let that go. So I start thinking about, oh, they was there for me when such and such, like my grandfather passed. Yeah. Or you start thinking about all the good shit that they did for you, not even realize that the toxic shit that they've done outweighs the good stuff. And I just have a problem with holding on. Like, I be holding on to unnecessary shit. I'm working on me. I'm a work in progress. I'll admit it.
I hope it happens sooner than later.
She want me to cut bitches off
33 years
that we done been friends with for 20 years or family with.
You got the scissors ready.
Yeah, she's ready. I'm ready to cut them off. And my husband be like, Tanny, you can't always be like that or whatever. But he the same fucking way. That's why we married. we be ready to, like, we be outside. We can't go out in public together at all. Because we be ready to fight each other. Not each other, but
everybody at her and her husband, like, you already know, like,
fucking gang up on somebody. You said, what about what?
Their communication skills are excellent.
Right.
But you have to know them to understand them. So he'll be like, even with her taking the shots, he'd be like, yo, bitch.
Yep.
Chill the fuck out. And everybody like,
they be like, bitch. Yeah.
I'll be like,
and you laugh.
That's a different type of love, though.
Right. It's just it's the way that we communicate. It's our love. It's our bond. And that's the thing
amazing.
With friendship. You know, with me, I'm a very loving person. Even though I say fuck you or whatever, if I'm bringing you into my circle, into my life, into what I'm doing, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna like fight for you to the death of me. And everybody knows that. So when you cross me. You know, why would you do that? I'm a good fucking friend.
I feel like I'm a good friend.
Ooh, see, I wanted to ask one last thing from my end. So have y'all ever been the bad friend, though?
Let them tell it. I'm a bad friend.
You don't think you've ever been? Oh.
I have been
I'm not going to admit it. I'm a good friend.
I get it, though. I understand.
Boyfriend.
I mean, she wasn't my friend then. That was before.
I think I have been a bad friend, probably a time or two, but I wouldn't even consider that a friend. That was like more of an associate. But I admit
I don't know. It sounds like you're moving the goalposts real quick.
I have been the bad friend before, but that's why we're gonna get into our tips, our tips tip that we close it out with.
Yeah.
And so what we're gonna do, we have these different it's categories of friends, right? So let's get into it. So we have the best friend.
Okay.
This is that friend that know your grave secrets, and I do got a homegirl who know like shit that she gonna take to the grave.
Right.
Like we used to play when Plies had that song Dressed in All Black. We used to be on missions, bitch. Like, oh, we gonna find this nigga.
Right.
We used to play Dressed in All Black, and we used to be riding. Like that's that friend who like y'all gonna go through some stuff. Like y'all not always gonna be the best of friends.
Right.
But y'all it's to the end. So that's the best friend. Then we have the listener. That's the friend you only call when you just need to dump some shit out. Like you just need to get some shit off your chest. Like, and you know they gonna do nothing but listen. Like sometimes we need that. Sometimes you don't want to hear nothing back. I don't want you to judge me. I just got to get this off my chest.
The only person I got is my husband. I can't talk. I mean, I talk to Tiffany now, but before that it was only him. And I still talk to him. I let my stuff out. That's my best friend.
That
may
good.
sound like cliche or whatever, but that's just the truth.
Right.
And then we have the fun one. This is a friend that you only call. Yes, no, but I call you for more stuff. But that's a friend you only call when you just need to turn up. You done been through some things. Like you should have that one friend that you could call. Be like, bitch, let's turn
the fuck up. Yes,
let's turn up. Like, and she know all the spots. She don't care about being ratchet. When I go out, when I want to turn up, I don't want to go to I don't want to be classy. I want that ratchet shit. Like we gonna turn up. So that's the fun one
for a real nigga type shit.
Oh my God, girl, you married. Then we have the loyal coworker. We have the loyal coworker. We spend a lot of time with our coworkers. Like most of us, like if we do have a 9 to 5, you're with these people for 9-10 hours out the day. So you can have the loyal coworker who you can talk to. Like y'all might meet up a time or two for ladies night or whatever, wine down Wednesdays. Like y'all do those, but y'all not best of friends, but at work y'all bond, right? And then we have the last one I want to talk about, the wise one. This is probably like an older friend who you can get advice from. This is the advice giver. She done been through some things. She got some. That's what I felt like. I was there. Yeah, like you know that you gonna get some real good advice.
Right.
And that's just a wise one. And we have one more thing
that
we got a little viewer question.
Yes, we do.
And we got about 5 minutes left, but we gonna discuss this viewer question real quick.
Okay. I'm gonna read it for y'all. Okay. Here we go. So it says, Dear Tiff and Tanny, me and my best friend have known each other for 20 plus years. And her boyfriend of 5 years just broke up a year ago. She has already moved on and started dating other people, but her ex started sliding in my DMs. We have been talking for a few months now. We have also slept together a few times. He just asked me to go away with him to Jamaica this summer, and I'm considering it because at this point I feel we are getting serious and I'm tired of hiding it. And I want to tell my best friend how. I want to tell my best friend. How would y'all handle this situation? How would you tell her? You trifling bitch. I'm just going to call it. You trifling. Because you knew when he slid into your DMs what it was. You knew what his intentions were.
Before that, like he slid into your DMs probably to get back at her. So I would don't slide in. If I knew you were dealing with my homegirl, like you knew if we 20 plus years in, you knew that was my homegirl.
Right.
Why would you even slide in my?
But she should have known his intentions.
Absolutely.
As soon as I saw that in my DM, my inbox, it would have been delete. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. I'm always get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm that kind of bitch. So I'm just saying to you, honey, like you knew what it was. You wanted this. And you said you considering it. You was considering it when you opened that fucking DM.
The friendship is over.
It's over. This is so what you want to tell her. Don't just end the friendship.
The friendship is over. So now you've thrown away 20 years plus. That's that best friend that we just went over. Mm-hmm. Like you don't have that anymore. And those are hard to come by. Like it's hard to find the best friend.
Right.
Yeah.
But you just threw that away for what? Like it's a million
other niggas
out there that
and I'm
you
pretty
sure
the dick game ain't good.
I bet you it's not.
You got the Peter Weeder. I told you. The Peter Weeder.
Peter Weeder.
I told you the Peter Weeder. All right.
But so I don't even like. I feel like when people write stuff, like they kind of know, like she know what it is. Like she know that she's wrong. Yeah, you want to hear yourself saying, like she knows she was wrong. She know that her friendship is over. She needs to end it with that dude. Forget Jamaica. Take yourself to Jamaica. If you can't afford it, then just find somebody else to go with. It is what it is. Like
we're just gonna leave it at that.
We're just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.